Okay, so I figured I'd add this clip. I filmed this after filming my favorite books of 2022, but I think I'm gonna put this ahead. But I am finally done with the semester, and I have like 1-2-ish things more to do, but since they're technically outside of class and like grades and the semester itself, I'm basically done with like the actual semester and everything. Grades are starting to come in and I am finally relaxing and I'm so happy. I finished, I think, as strong as I could. I really screwed myself over, but I think I did the best that I could, which I am happy about. So let me give you a quick update as to what I've been doing or going. So I bought a huge ton of books in November, early December, which I did film a haul, but I think I'll refilm it and I will definitely be showing you guys what it was, because I don't know what happened, but I went book crazy in November. Normally when I buy books, I'll buy 5 max for like a month. For November I bought more than 10, and I think I should still have the list here somewhere, but when I started counting it, I was absolutely shocked that I bought that many books. And if I include kind of December as well, I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, so I also recently got into blind boxes. They're all in the bookshelf, so I'm not gonna like pull them out right now because I don't want to. But yeah, I have 3 books that I will be doing reading vlogs on because they are for a book exchange with 3 other friends, annotated obviously, and I'll probably show it more in the actual vlog, but I am trying a new surprise for that's fun for me and I hope that they will like as well. I also bought this little guy. Isn't he so cute? Yeah, I think that's just it. I was just busy with the semester. I got into blind boxes. Yeah, there is one book that I bought that was like much later in December, but I think I'll add that into my refilmed haul just because it is very pretty. And yeah, so that was it for the intro. Much longer than I expected, but yeah, that is what's been happening, and I hope to film a lot more fun videos. I actually have a few ideas in mind already, so I hope you guys look forward to them. Now onto the actual video. This one, hopefully I'll remember to add to my life update. But another thing that I recently got into was wax stamping, sealing. So I bought 2 wax stamps. One of them is, oh, here we go, and then another one is like this sun compass thing, and then I have 4 wax colors. These 2 I've had first, and then I just bought the 2 on the edges yesterday. And yeah, this is how the new colors looked with the new stamp. I think it turned out pretty good, so I'm excited for that. Hey everybody, what is up? It has been such a long time. I'm Yoon. Welcome back to my channel. This is my booktube channel, and I have been gone for like a month or 2, but finals just really got to me. I read 0 non-school related books in December because I was literally researching and like writing for my final essays. And yeah, so to start off my comeback, I will be talking about my favorite books of 2022. I have 8 that I decided to show and also recommend, obviously. And yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna start off with the two that aren't really books, they're more mangas. But this year I read Tokyo Aliens and Play It Cool Guys. I think this one has been out since maybe several years. I don't know if they both came out this year or like last year or, you know, a few years ago, but the Korean translation at the very least started coming out this year, and I am in love with it. I find it so funny. The drawing is immaculate and the characters are just so lovable. I really love the main character. He is like so relatable, and he reminds me very strongly of another main character that I really liked, who was Tsunayoshi Sawada from Hitman Reborn. So that was really nice to read again. And Play It Cool Guys, like I said, comfort series, ultimate comfort. I never stop rereading this when I need something to read or when I just want to read about the characters again. Absolutely adore them. And yeah, so let's get started to the actual books. So first off on my pile, I have a Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin. This one I just had a very fun time reading. As you can, I don't know if you can see, but this one is actually my most annotated book. I had a really fun time reading and annotating it. I think I passed like 100 tabs on this, which has never happened in any of my books. And oh, also this has no like set ranking, just because I would stress myself into knocking into like passing out if I had to do that. So it's just like what I put on the pile. But this book is just so fun. I love the writing. It's about a so there's like tea magic in this world, and our main character Ning, she joins a competition in order to get to like win the prize of the princess granting like any wish, and she wants to get like this medicine that only the imperial family or something can use to save her sister, who's been poisoned by these poison tea bricks that are going around the country. And yeah, the way Judy Lin writes is just so lyrical, so magical, so good at describing, and it just can make you really easily visualize how the magic is looking or how it's working or like what's going on. And the way she describes food and tea is just amazing. So this Magic Steeped in Poison was one of my favorite. Another one was actually one of my most recent reads before I stopped reading, which was The Scum Villain's Self-Saving System. This book is so funny. Like, the main character is just us as readers for real. Like, his inner monologue is so funny, and it's just so relatable as a reader or anything, and it's just so good. Like, the humor isn't belly aching, I'm dying clutching my ribs, but it is very consistent. That it's like a few giggles here and there, maybe once in a while a loud laugh. It's just so funny, so relatable, so good. The writing can be a little bit icky at times, and yeah, but other than that, really funny read. I really enjoyed it, and I really love this book. Then another one is, surprisingly the next three are like mysteries, but the next one is The Forest of Stolen Girls by Yoon. This is such a well-written mystery. It's like you can tell the research was done in this, and it's just so well plotted and just developed. I don't even know. Oh, so this book is about our main character who dies in the beginning as he curses out the book he just read, and he so he wakes up and he realizes he took over the body of the villain in the story. And the problem is he has to fix all the plot holes, but he has the same character. But obviously he doesn't want to die the really violent death the villain dies in the original story. So he's just really internally screaming and freaking out throughout the entire book, and it's so good. It's so funny. And yeah, And then back to the Forest of Stolen Girls. So this is set in 1426 Joseon, Korea, and the main location is at Jeju-do. So then our main character, Hwani and Mewar. So Hwani and Mewar, who is her now estranged sister, went into the forest near their hometown, and they disappeared for a few hours, and then when they were found next to the body of the first victim. So the reason why it's called the Forest of Stolen Girls is that 13 girls from their village have disappeared after entering the forest, and some of them are found dead. Most of the time they're found missing. And Hwani's dad, who is now a detective, he went and he also disappeared. But because he hasn't been declared dead, Hwani decides to go back and to try to find out what happened to her dad and where he might be. But because he's so connected to the mystery of the forest, she has to try and solve that crime and that mystery as well. And she needs the help of her sister, who they are now estranged, but because the sister can remember what happened but Hwani can't. So it's a very like elaborate, tense, creepy mystery going on, and the reveal is just so crazy and just so like intense. But this book was written so well and so well plotted. It's just one of the best mysteries I personally think I've read out of like all the mystery books I've read, and I have Junher's 2 other books and I can't wait to get into them. But yeah, and this was the mystery that's like not subgenre, that's like horror or anything, that has seen that genuinely scared and creeped me out, so I highly recommend. And then the book that kind of started it all is Lemon by Kwon Yosun. I know I kind of stopped talking about this because I did start finding like other books I enjoyed more, but this book is really fun. It's really good. Like the conclusion that I myself have come to, it's never confirmed, but it's very heavily implied or leading to that direction of the conclusion that I came up with, so I'm adamant that I'm right. But this is really good. So this is kind of the aftermath of basically an unsolved murder of our main character's sister, and it's like 17 years later, where I think this is very character centric. The plot, the summary offered says that our main character decides to try to solve the mystery on her own, but we don't really see that happening. We see her attempt, like her starting point in order to do so, but then we get glimpses at so many other characters that is kind of hard to follow, but it really kind of also comes together at the end, and what you read in the end is just so crazy. And one reason why I really like this story too was, first of all, the conclusion that I came to is so freaking insane, and also I'm still very impressed that all of this happens in like 147 pages. Like this isn't even 200 pages, this isn't even 150 pages, but it was so impressive and just so good that yeah, I was a very big fan of this in the first 3 months of the year. And while I'm not that much into it anymore because I've read so many other books, I am still very big fan and I will still recommend this to people. And then for the second to last book, but also the last mystery of the pile, it is The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. This and The Forest of Stolen Girls were the best mysteries I read this year, like that are categorized as mysteries, because they are just so well written, so well plotted. I do think the characters are stronger in this book than in The Forest of Stolen Girls, but they're both just really good mysteries. I read the first book after I read this one, and I'm kind of glad I did, because I don't think I would have picked up the sequel if I had read the first book first, just because this plot, the mystery here, and the characters, everything is just so much better in this book. And I have this third book. I started reading it, but I took a break because I really wanted to sit down and read it and like dedicate all my time to just reading and just annotating and just blah blah blah, and I didn't have the time for that. But yeah, like this book, the characters here are so good. I love them. I got attached, not like super attached, but when one thing happened to one of the characters, I was heartbroken. Like, I was on the edge of my seat hoping that they would be okay and that it wouldn't get worse or anything. And yeah, I feel like the mystery might have been easy. I don't know what I remember feeling about the reveal, because I can't really remember exactly what happened. But yeah, so that happened, and yeah, really recommend this series. It's just really good. Oh, can I even summarize what happened here? I don't really remember. Okay, so you know what, this one you're probably just gonna have to look it up yourself, because I don't remember enough about it to give a good summary, because I read this in like January of the year. So yeah, and then finally this one, I think I would have to give it my number one, just because out of all the books here, it also has the most personal meaning to me. But it is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie, and this one is a retelling of Shimchong the Legend. Is it the folktale Shimchong Legend of Shimchong, which is a Korean folktale in which this girl sacrifices herself to be the sea god's bride. So Shimchong is a character in the story, but we actually focus on Nina and her sacrificing herself because her brother and Shimchong were in love, and she didn't want mainly her brother to suffer, so she sacrificed herself instead. And when she gets down there, she realizes something is okay. So she finds out that if it's in the summary, she finds out that the sea god is sleeping and has been for a while, and so she wants to find out what happened, but she also encounters a problem as well, because something happens that kind of forces her to stay in the spirit world. But she, as a human, if she wants to go back, she's on a time limit of like a month or something. So not only is she on a time limit to be able to go back to the spirit world, people are also getting in her way to truly finding out what happened to the sea god and to keep her from waking him up. So that's like the whole journey and conflict. I think story-wise I gave this a 4 out of 5, but like meaning-wise and stuff, it's a 5 out of 5 for me. This one does give very strong Spirit Away, Studio Ghibli vibes, like extremely well. So if you like that kind of comforting but also adventurous and like whimsical vibes from Spirit Away, you will really like this book. But yeah, so the reason why this one personally means a lot to me is that this is, while I did read The Forest of Stolen Girls, that was mainly just like a mystery set in Korea and all that. This one is like, I can really feel the author's love towards Korea, and just this was their way of bringing attention to Korean folk tales and whatnot, and I could really feel that. And it was just really touching, I guess, to read a Korean retelling of any sorts or anything so inherently Korean. So to have like fantasy as this that's like so inherently Korean, like I can read what's going on and I'm like understanding the references or like the descriptions of the hanboks and the clothing or like the last names and the names and everything. It was just so touching to read about that, and I just really loved the whole Koreanness in the story, and it really made me feel seen. Like, so yeah, really love the book. And that is it for the best books of 2022, and I might start filming the worst books or like my least favorite books that I read 2022 immediately after. But yeah, I do highly recommend any of these that I've showed you. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I'm kind of whispering because my sisters are here and I am still a little embarrassed for them to hear my voice. So yeah, but anyways, that was it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and for those who have been staying with me, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this comeback video of mine. I am not that animated. It is getting pretty warm in my room, and also I have to stay pretty low-key, but I hope that the videos I have in mind will make up for it, because I have some pretty exciting videos, and yeah, I cannot wait to do them. Yeah, so that was it for today's video. Please share with me your favorite books of the year. Tell me if you've read any of these and share your thoughts with them. And once again, yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.